everyone, it's Marie. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I'm back in the world of Tartosa, which is the world that came with my Wedding Stories game pack, and it's been so long since I've built anything here, but I was feeling so inspired to revisit this world for some reason. I was scrolling through Pinterest and I came across something that I felt really inspired to use for this build. I will remember to try and put it up on screen in this video so you can see what I was looking at. I didn't copy it one-on-one, but I definitely did take some inspiration, and I tried to kind of just work with that, but make it work in The Sims, if that makes sense. So I definitely did make some changes to it as well. I also tried to follow the floor plan a little bit. That was visible in the picture as well. So it's most definitely like a Mediterranean, it's definitely an American house, but it draws inspiration from Spanish and Italian homes, I want to say, so Mediterranean houses, but it's definitely quite Americanized. But I still feel like it looks really, really nice here in Tartosa, especially on this nice little island type lot. It's not an island per se, but it kind of gives islandy vibes, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a little lot on its own little island, and I just love everything about this. So I did build this over on stream, which was a lot of fun. I had chat help me make decisions, and I just had a lot of fun building here in Tartosa because of the sunny weather and just the more warmer vibes. I don't know about you, but it's January now, the holidays are over, and this is the time where I'm like, okay, it's been fun in games, but now, right about now, I could use some sun in my life and some warmer weather, you know? As much as I hate the summertime, I do not like hot weather. I do not cope well with it. I hate it. I thrive in the fall and I thrive in the winter, mostly over the holidays, but then after the holidays, I'm kind of done. You know, I can use a little bit of sun, okay? It'd be nice to just be able to walk outside in just a little sweater or maybe even a t-shirt, and just a little bit of sunlight in my life would be nice, you know? So that's kind of why I guess I felt inspired to build in Tartosa, and also because the world is just so beautiful. I know we're not going to talk about how that is my cat's food. I'm so sorry. You could probably just hear that. That was my cat's food dispenser. For some reason, this always happens. For some reason, I always happen to be recording voiceovers around the time she gets food in her food dispenser. It's an issue. I should take a look at that and maybe plan around it. But for now, it happened again. Anyway, we're not going to talk about the pack when it first came out and the gameplay, okay? We're not going to talk about that. But we are going to talk about the world and how beautiful it is, because they did an amazing job with Tartosa. I love it here so much, and I should build here more often because it's really, really nice, and I had so much fun. I really want to go on vacation here now. Yeah, that'd be great. Sadly, that is not possible. So, you know, sometimes, okay, this is going to sound really weird. I'm probably not the only one though, but sometimes when I'm building in The Sims, which this happens a lot, it happens on a daily basis, I feel the urge, I'd be building something that I'd be excited about, and then I'm like, I would literally give anything to just walk around here, just go travel to this world and walk around here and just look at the houses from a Sims perspective, you know, I walk through them and tour them. I don't know. I'm probably just really weird, but this is something I think about daily where I'm like, okay, I really, really, really want to just visit this world and walk around, and that'd be so fun. That is not possible. We do not live in a video game, sadly, but you know, it's the stuff that just goes through my head for some reason. I don't know. I might just be weird. Yeah, but as you can see, I also built this little little shed, I guess, in the garden, which I think turned out really, really cute. The lot is only very small and the house is pretty long, so I didn't really have any backyard space, but I did have some side yard space. So I made the most of that, and I made that little shed. I turned it into a hobby area with a flower arranging table and a woodworking bench, and some flower pots and stuff like that. So yeah, it's actually usable space, which is nice. And then for the rest, we just have a little side yard area where I placed a grill, and I ended up placing a dining table and some lounge chairs as well, so you can do some sunbathing, which is nice. And then for the rest, I just went wild with landscaping. It is really sad though, because I really, really like the terrain paint that I did for this lot, but you can probably guess what happened. It got deleted. I loaded into the lot a couple days later to work on the house some more, and it was all gone. The entire not landscaping, but the entire terrain paint, like all the terrain paint that I did, deleted. It was so sad. So I had to redo it. I did it very similar, but now that I'm looking at it again, I can see that I used a different one actually. I used different terrain paint. So I like this one better than the one I ended up doing and the one that's up on the gallery, but that's okay. It still turned out really cute. But at some point as we're doing the interior, you'll probably see that that all the terrain paint is going to be gone at some point, and then I redo it. I think I actually recorded me redoing it so that you can get a good look at what it actually looks like for the gallery version of this build. And I placed a lot of planter pots and things around because I could really see the people living here being into gardening and flower arranging, and also woodworking. So I feel like they really enjoy those types of activities. And I did build this house for a family. I know that there is a rental lot here on this lot by default, which makes sense. This is a really, really good place for a rental home to go on vacation. You could obviously turn it into a rental, though it'd be very expensive to stay here, I think. Which, if you're playing with money, cheats is not an issue at all. But yeah, I just chose to not turn it into a rental and turn it into a family home. So that's what I did. And I was thinking of a family of 4 Sims total. So a married couple, and I was thinking they are somewhere mid-50s maybe. So in their mid-50s, and then they have 2 children, 1 teenager who's still living at home. They're probably either a junior or a senior in high school, and then they have 1 slightly older child who's actually already away at university. So they do come visit home from time to time, but you will be able to tell by their bedroom that it's a lot less cluttered and a lot less detailed, because they probably took all of their personal belongings maybe to the dorms with them, because I was imagining them living in the dorms. So maybe they took some posters and decorations and stuff off the wall, but they didn't necessarily bring their furniture, but they did take some of their personal belongings and stuff. So their bedroom is less cluttered and less personalized, I guess you could call it. There's definitely some stuff around still, but that is kind of the storyline that I had in my mind. I only thought about it later on in the build because for some reason, I don't know, I was also building it on stream. So I was just chatting away with the people watching the stream and just building and decorating and just having a good time. But then I furnished the bedrooms off stream. Actually, I did that just on my own time off stream. Because I build very, very slowly when I build on stream. Because I'm also chatting and interacting with the chat, obviously, things go a little bit slow. So I used 2 streams to build this house, the interior and then the exterior and most of the interior, I mean. But then I did the 2nd floor off stream basically. So that is when I had the time to actually think about the family living here, their storyline a little bit. And so yeah, that's when I decided that they would have 1 teenager living at home and 1 young adult, probably 19, 20-year-old child who is away at college these days. So that's what I was thinking. But I was thinking that they are a very close-knit family. They love their family time. They spent a lot of time together. So I definitely did feel like the Sim who's away at college does visit home a lot whenever they can. Though I also envision, when I think about all the worlds in The Sims on a map, or on on a map, I would think that Tartosa is pretty far away from Brightchester, which is obviously where the Sim is at college. They're in Brightchester, it's pretty far away. It's not close. So I don't think they visit home every weekend, but they definitely do visit home on school holidays, basically. So over Christmas break or maybe spring break, stuff like that. They'll visit home in summer vacation, obviously, as well, because I feel like this is literally the best place to spend your summer vacation. You can literally jump in the ocean from your backyard, basically, and it's just beautiful. So, I mean, I would spend my entire summer here, no problem. But yeah, so you can see that we got started on the interior of the house. And one thing I want to touch on that you could probably see me do at the very beginning of this build is I used that really cool archway, basically open glass sliding door from, is it from the Industrial Loft Kit? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's from the Industrial Loft Kit. I love that door. The sad thing about it is it's open, so you can't really use it as a front door because it's open and it just looks weird to have your front door open at all times. So I took a door from Get to Work, I think, I'm actually not sure. And I kind of merged that into it. And that is not an idea I came up with myself. I do not want to take credit for it. But ever since I came across that on that idea on Instagram, I was like, okay, I have to use this at some point in one of my builds. And then I thought that this build would be perfect for it. So yeah, it's a really good idea. It's a really good solution if you want to use that door as like an outdoor, like a door that leads to the outside basically, then I feel like that is a really good solution. Just merge another door into it and you're good to go basically. And it's actually functional too, which is amazing. So I am so happy that I came across that idea. I think I saw it on Plummy Sims' Instagram. I don't know if you know them, but I have been following them for a long time. They do amazing builds over on Instagram, Plummy Sims. So yes, that's where I saw it. So that is where I took it from. And I thought it was so genius. So yeah, I'm really excited about that feature, if you can't tell. It's one of my favorite things about this entire build is the front door situation. I'll show it to you in the tour portion of the video as well. A lot of people came into the chat actually as well over on stream and they were commenting on how smart that was. So I kept telling them it's not my idea, I don't want to take credit, but yes, it's a really smart way of doing it. But for the entire color scheme of this house, you can see that I used a lot of pastel colors. I thought that that was so cute for this build. So I used a lot of cottage living stuff actually. I feel like that goes weirdly really well in this house or in this world when you're doing more traditional type builds. I feel like the stuff from both cottage living as well as pets or cats and dogs, it just goes really nicely with the style of this world for some reason. And also combined with the more Mediterranean looking traditional items from the base game, basically, I feel like it just looks really nice. So that is what I went with for the style. And then color scheme, I used a lot of pastel colors. I am in love with the swatch of the couch that I used. It's that light blue, very pastel-y color, like baby blue almost, that I really love it. It brightens up the space so much. And then I combined it with these, I guess you could call it a darker pink for the curtains. So it definitely also has some more modern aspects to it, this build, but most of all, it's quite traditional. But I was envisioning the people or the family living in this house, like they have lived here for a long, long time. The kids were born and raised here, I feel like, and they are like 20 and I want to say like 17 these days. So they were born and raised here and the parents have lived here even before they were married. Maybe this house belonged to one of the parents basically. Maybe they inherited the house from maybe their grandparents or something like that. That is definitely possible. Because you can see here, for example, the kitchen that we're working on. The kitchen is most definitely not recently renovated. It's pretty old and traditional, and I love that for this house. I feel like it just looks so cool. I was trying to incorporate a little bit of color in the kitchen as well. I really wanted to use this stove that I'm using. I think this one is from Cottage Living as well. The stove, I kind of wanted to use one of the lighter colors, but it looked weird in combination with the countertops from base game that I used. It just didn't really go nicely. So I decided to use some like darker greens in here. So I used this green stove and I used the green matching fridge basically as well. And I just thought it was so cool. And then also combined with the orangey terracotta tile that I'm using in the kitchen here. I don't think I have ever used this swatch of the tile that I'm using here in the kitchen. Those tiles are from Jungle Adventure, but I feel like they are so cool and they bring a little bit of color into the house as well. And I just think it's really, really fun. And then I also place laundry in the kitchen, which isn't something that is pretty common in a lot of places, I feel like, but here in the Netherlands, it's actually quite common. When you live in a smaller house or when you live in an apartment, it is pretty common to have laundry in the kitchen. So let me know if that is common where you're from. I'm very interested to know about these things. I love how these random little things are so different around the world. For example, we have talked about this before, but for example, like front door placement is so different. For some countries, it's super common to walk straight into the living room. And for other places, it's super common to always have an entryway first, which that is definitely the case here in the Netherlands. And then for other places, it's super common to walk straight into the kitchen, for example, which is something I personally have never seen in real life. So it's so cool how all these different things are so, like how different things are common around the world for houses, I guess. It's just super interesting to me. But this kitchen, I created a galleyway kitchen. That is the proper term for it, right? A galley kitchen or a galleyway kitchen. And then we have a, I guess, back door, even though it's not, it's more like a side door leading to the other side of the lot, basically. So not the side yard side, but the driveway side of the house, where we have another tiny little, I guess, area you could hang out. Did I place a bench? Yeah, I think I placed a bench there, which is pretty cool as well. And I parked a bike there as well. It's pretty hidden, but there is a bicycle on this lot. So if you want to go ahead and use that, then you can do that as well. And then down here, we have one full bathroom. This is the largest bathroom of the house. We also have a bathroom upstairs, but that one is definitely smaller. So I could only fit in a shower there. But I did want to make sure that I had the space for a tub somewhere. Because if you want to use this for gameplay and you have a different family, maybe you have a toddler or maybe you have a dog, then you need a bathtub. So I decided to place a shower tub combo downstairs, and then for the bathroom upstairs, we only have a shower, but I don't think I actually recorded the upstairs bathroom on camera. I did not record it at all, is what I'm trying to say. I did that one just off camera to quickly get it over with. So that's what I did. But yeah, up here we have 3 bedrooms, like we already talked about. This first one that we're doing is for the parents, and I used tiles for the entire build, which is weird because I don't like to use tiles in the living room and in the bedrooms, especially. I don't like to do that at all. But actually, chat encouraged me over on stream to do that because I did place a wooden floor at first, just because I just love that so much. But then people were like, "No, you should get out of your comfort zone and you should use tile because it complements the style of house really, really well." And I did agree with that. I just didn't think about it because it's not within my comfort zone, if that makes sense. It's like not my go-to thing to use tiles in living rooms and bedrooms. But for this house, I'm so happy that I decided to do it because it was such a nice change of pace and it just gives the house an entirely different vibe. And it inspired me to use different color combinations. For example, I'm using this bed with a green bedding on it. I don't ever use this green bedding for some reason, but I feel like it just looks really nice. It adds a little bit of color. It looks nice with the tiles for some reason. In my opinion, at least, I can understand if you don't like it, but I really like the color combination going on in this bedroom. So that was a lot of fun for me to play around with. And then here we have the first bedroom. This is the bedroom for the sim who has moved out to college. Oh my God, for some reason I was really struggling with the size or with the layout for this bedroom. I don't know why this was so difficult for me to get done because it's not, well, okay, it's not the biggest room. It's a pretty small bedroom, but it's not crazy small. I have worked with smaller spaces before, but for some reason I couldn't get the layout right. I was putting too much stuff in this bedroom. I like what I have going on now, but I'm changing it entirely because I didn't have a dresser and I couldn't find the right area to like place a dresser and have it not look awkward. It just didn't look okay. So I was playing around with that and then I decided, no, I need to shuffle things around and I also need a smaller desk. So that is what I ended up doing. But this bedroom is actually very mismatched. Like wood tone wise and color scheme wise, which is what I like for, especially for houses like this, like older, more traditional, I guess, looking homes. I like it when stuff is a little bit mismatched when it comes to wood tones because that is just more realistic, I feel like. And I get it if you don't like it. In The Sims, it's nice to have everything a little bit more matchy because it's just easier on the eyes and I don't know, it looks cute and cartoony, I guess. But sometimes I like to go the more quote unquote realistic way with things and I like to mismatch my wood tones and have it look a little bit more weird. And that's definitely what I did for this one. So you can see it come together now. This is the layout that I stuck with. I did realize that I needed to place some hampers because we do have laundry in this house and I did not place a single hamper yet. So we have one here in this bedroom and then I think Yeah, we actually have hampers in all the bedrooms. I actually went through and placed hampers in all of them. So I feel like that's nice. Some people say though that it's nicer to have like only one hamper. Otherwise clothes are going to be scattered everywhere when you have laundry, and it's easier for gameplay to only have one or maybe two hampers in the same place instead of in each bedroom. But I don't know, for some reason for this build, it was easier to place hampers in the bedroom. So that is what I did. But if that's annoying, you can always just delete them, obviously, and just have one or two maybe. And this is the other teenager's bedroom. This has a different color scheme. It's also pretty mismatched, and I use the same desk. This one does not have a computer, so I guess the bedroom for the person or the teenager who has already moved out, you could use that as like an office space as well, because it has a computer on the desk. And then this one does not, but this one does have a lot more personality. So we have some plants in here, we have a guitar in here, we have a lot more like little knickknacks and clutter. We have a lot of like makeup and jewelry and stuff like that on top of the dresser as well. So you can definitely tell that a person is still like living in this room, if that makes sense, as opposed to the other one, which is a lot more cleaned out. So for this teenager, I was definitely thinking that they are into music, which is why I placed the guitar, and I thought they were also into like yoga or fitness or what have you, because they have this little yoga mat with the kettlebell in their bedroom as well. They also have a bookcase, so maybe they're into reading, and I placed some like homework stuff on their desk as well. I was definitely thinking they are a little bit serious about their education, because like their older sibling, they also really want to go to college maybe. Maybe they even want to study like music or guitar or something like that. That is definitely something that could be cool for this one. Or maybe that is just a hobby. That's also possible. And then for the parents, like I said, I didn't really think about it too much other than I was envisioning them enjoying flower arranging and woodworking. Maybe one parent likes both of those things, or maybe both parents like both of those things. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't really think about it too much. I don't know what their career would be. I do think that they do not work from home, because for one, we don't really have an office space or anything. I mean, maybe now that I'm thinking about it, maybe they could have like a little flower shop. Maybe they have that little flower shop in the city area where you can like buy your wedding bouquets from. Oh, that could be cute actually, because we have a lot of planter pots and stuff around. And I also placed an easel, by the way, as you can tell. So yeah, definitely one of the parents or maybe one of the kids likes to paint as well. So it's a very creative family in that sense. But I definitely could see that. Maybe they own the flower shop downtown. Oh, that's actually cute. I could definitely see that. Also, maybe I should just take that idea and build an entire house around that, like the flower shop owner. That could also be really cute. Like not necessarily a flower shop itself, but like the house of the person owning the flower shop. I think that could be really cute. Let me know if you'd be into watching that. But here you can see we're furnishing the outdoor area, which I think just turned out really cute. We have this laundry day round table, and I felt this blue swatch was perfect. I don't think I have ever really used this space or this default blue and orangey wood tone swatch for that dining table. But it looks so cute out here. It complements the colors of the flowers and everything surrounding this lot so nicely. The water of the ocean as well, I guess. So that was really cool. And then as you can see, the terrain paint is entirely different now. Well, it's not entirely different. It's just a different paint, I think. Yeah, it's definitely a different one than I used in the beginning, but I feel like that is okay. It got deleted, so I had to do what I had to do, and I just had to redo it all, which was really sad. We also have a little picnic table out there as well, kind of hidden under that tree. And then over here we have a little shed that I almost completely forgot to decorate. But I came back to it and I decided to turn it into like a little flower arranging area, shed type thing. And then I also placed a woodworking bench, so you can always do those activities with your Sims even when it's like raining, if you have seasons. It's nice to have these things inside, I feel like, so you can always do them and you're not like dependent on like the weather and stuff. So that is nice, I guess. And I placed these glassless windows from the Jungle Adventure pack. I felt like they were perfect for this little shed. So I was so happy with that decision. And I placed some rugs in here. This entire shed, it looks very boho-y, if that makes sense. And I love it. I love the vibes in here. Very colorful, very messy without being overly messy. It's still all very much accessible and usable and stuff. And then here, for a final touch, I just placed some extra little decorations on the roof. And here we have this tiny little area by the front door where I just placed a plant and a little chair, I believe. And then I placed a bicycle as well, but then that is basically it for this build. So yeah, let's just go into the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the house in the game. I feel like it looks so dreamy. I love the side yard and it has such a gorgeous view like over the ocean. I feel like that is just so magical. But yes, so here we have the front door that I talked about. It's basically this one archway from the industrial loft kit, and then I merged it with this door from Get to Work, and then I sized this one up with a tool mod a tiny little bit just so that I could fill out the space entirely, and it looks seamless in my opinion. So whoever thought of this trick, if it was Plummy Sims or if they took it from someone else, I am not sure, but whoever thought of this is a genius. But yes, off to the side of this house, we have the side yard area with a bunch of planters. As you can see, I did fill up all of these planters with regular flowers, but just delete them and you're good to go. They're usable. We have some loungers here, and then we have this dining table here and a grill as well, so you can have some dinner parties out here. And then inside of the shed, we have these activities. So the flower arranging table, the woodworking bench, and just some decorations. And then over here on the other side of the house, we have this picnic bench. I parked a bike. We have a debug car, obviously. And then here we have a little painting area, which I thought was so cute. So yeah, a very creative household. Then moving on to the inside, we have this, I guess it's almost like a sunroom where you enter into when you first walk through the front door. So we have some more flower arranging stuff here and some planter pots, and then some more plants over here in this corner as well. And then here we have another front door, I guess, leading you into the living room space. I think this turned out super cozy. I love the colors in here as well. It's just very light and bright, but still feels very warm in a way. So yeah, we have this this living room with a very old little TV and some board games next to it. I thought that was so fitting. And the light blue couch that I talked about, I love this color. Then here we have a little dresser with some clutter, some knickknacks on it, and obviously also we have some storage by the front door. So some letters, keys, bags, and a coat rack as well. And then through this archway, we have the dining room. Also very cozy in my opinion. So a 4-seater dining table, and then just a china cabinet with some knickknacks on top as well. And then over here through this door, we have the kitchen. So everything in this floor plan is very closed off, which is exactly what I wanted. I felt that was very realistic for this type of house. So here we have the kitchen. It's a galleyway kitchen. This part is all the way cluttered, but then this little area has a countertop that is free of decorations, so that one is usable for your Sims. And then we have a microwave, a coffee maker, and a back door over here as well. And then off of the kitchen, we have the bathroom. So the downstairs bathroom, very basic. This one is nothing special, but it has everything you need. Then moving on to the second floor, we have a tiny landing. It's very small. And then over here, we have the bedroom of the Sim who has moved out to college. So this one is not as cluttered and lived in. There are some knickknacks here on the nightstand. Maybe they recently visited or maybe they're visiting now. But for the rest, this one is not very detailed. We do have a computer in here, so that's nice. You can use this as like a little office space. Then here we have the parents' room. I love the green swatch of this bed and the amount of color it brings into the room. It's just what it needed in my opinion. So they have their double bed, and then across from the bed here, they have a dresser with a chair and some knickknacks. For the rest, this room is pretty empty. There's a lot of space to route around. And then next to this one, we have the other teenager's bedroom. So this teenager is definitely still living at home. You can tell by the clutter. They have their bed and a little shelf as a nightstand. And then over here, they have their desk situation and a bookcase as well, which is nice. A little guitar and a chair where I could totally envision them sitting and like playing on the guitar, and a dresser with a bunch of knickknacks as well. And then last but not least, we have the upstairs 4-tile bathroom. So this one is very small, only has a shower, but for the rest, it's totally functional. But that is it for this build. So this Dreamy Tartosa home is up on the gallery. It comes in at just under 83,000 simoleons. So it is a little bit expensive, but I mean, it's a very detailed family home. So it's gonna be that way. It's fine. It has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and I built it on a 20 by 20 in the world of Tartosa. So if you want to place it in your game, then that is where it goes. But that is gonna do it for today's video. So I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download it off the gallery like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can also follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, and on TikTok if you'd like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/SimmarySims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.